Parallel Reality Radio Episode 1, when penguins founded the UN, the Frozen Truth host, Slorp Neimer, with a delightfully vague voice. Welcome back to Parallel Reality Radio, the show that can't be cancelled because it never quite happened. I'm your host, Slorp Neimer, former bread consultant and current temporarily displaced correspondent. Tonight, we dive deep into the world where penguins founded the United Nations and humans were just noisy, poorly dressed mascots. Part 1. The icy beginning in 1872, the emperor penguins of Antarctica convened the Great Glacier Conference because human diplomacy had become far too warm. The first resolution was short and sharp. Snow is not a negotiation platform. It is sacred. The UN headquarters was constructed from a combination of an igloo and a glass fish pen. Part 2. The golden age of penguin diplomacy. First Secretary General was Otto von Flair, an emperor penguin who communicated through big percussion and prolonged staring. His famous inaugural address, translated from icebreaker dialect, "Peace is not spoken, it is leading to together." During his leadership, the Great Fish Distribution Treaty was signed, where herring and salmon divided the oceans by core codes. Part 3. The whale conflict diplomat crisis erupted when Wemp Glabglob, the Danish blue whale envoy, got offended by the table sizes and demanded all negotiations be fully underwater. This led to the Great Tipover of 1888, after which all UN meetings were held on a floating ice platform, conducted at the pitch of each speaker's singing voice. Part 4. Intervention from Mars suddenly, like an icicle to the forehead, huh? Timestamp arrived from Mars, GRRCKT-clones and report week for Bring Glass Shovel translation. Negotiations postponed due to sandstorms. Bring a glass shovel, and don't forget the gel. Host Lord concluded with clear confusion. What? What is this frozen history? Is this even reality, or just out of tune flute at the edge of our consciousness? Thanks for listening. Next, the weather with the ice stuff. Parallel Reality Radio Episode 2. Host Slorp Neimer will return once again to that forgotten dimension where penguins held power, whales ran bureaucracy, and walruses, well, they plotted. Part 1. The scarves of power dotted. All began with an overheard conversation at the UN Fish Buffet. The walruses, long considered ceremonial mascots, were knitting scarves made of guilt and betrayal. Each scarf bore encrypted patterns known as thread code, an ancient dialect readable only by Icelandic ship. Part 2. The elephant conundrum and unexpected ambassador arrived. Ambassador Rarash of the Sahara elephants, arriving by sun submarine. His tusks were wrapped in aluminum foil, tuned to pick up Martian frequencies. He was greeted with the ceremonial Antarctic gesture, as noble to the third toe. Rarash proposed a new system, dry ice neutrality, where snow was replaced by powdered memory foam. Part 3. The Kudat melted the moon. The walruses struck at twilight, armed with scarves soaked in thermal paradox jelly. They disabled the penguin microphones and declared a new regime, the United Walrus Front UWF. Their first action, demand moonlight rights. Within hours, the left cheek of the moon visibly sagged as diplomatic lasers misfired during a heated scarf-based debate. Part 4. The Martians returned just as chaos began. To freeze over. A second Martian timestamp appeared. It glowed lime green and smelled vaguely of dill. Mars voice. Sorbal Clan Treaty denied. Fax your soul. Password. Fluff glass. Host Slorp, what is this password? Why is it fluffy? Why is the moon crying maple syrup?
Are your elbows loud? Do your plants complain about your Wi-Fi signal? Well, worry no more. At Crystal Beef Megamart, we've got everything. Inflatable hats, invisible yogurt, discount socks for ghosts, and this week only, Buy 1 shrimp, get to existential crises free. So, teleport on down to exit 0 of the Panimaginary Freeway and tell them the walrus sent you. Crystal Beef Megamart, where the meat stares back.
International Jellyfish Jazz Summit. Live from a bioluminescent lagoon under the forgotten city of Atlantis. It's the 17th annual International Jellyfish Jazz Summit. Now, wearing a transparent tie and sea cucumber loafers, ladies, gentlemen, and gelatinous life forms, welcome. Opening remarks by Maestro Bubba Giant Blue Jellyfish, Goof, Shroop, Dodjazz, is wet. First act, The Stingers, a 12-piece jellyfish brass band, playing upside-down saxophones using only water pressure and glowing tentacles. Second act, Coltrane and Choral, a tribute performed by a single octopus with 8 violins. He lip-synced during the solo, very emotional. Interview with jazz critic Squib the Clownfish. Honestly, I thought the polyrhythmic slime slap was transcendent. But the Sea Sponge DJ was a little flat. The summit is live-streamed via Bubbles, Conch Shell Podcasting, and Quantum Kelp. And remember, folks, at the Jellyfish Jazz Summit, the groove is electric, and so is the jellyfish.
Behind the Tentacles, backstage scandal at the Jellyfish Jazz Summit. Scene just behind the glowing kelp curtain, where the next act, DJ Sinidelia, is warming up by looping dolphin hiccups and rubbing 2 sea cucumbers together rhythmically. Suddenly, Octavia Slim, the emotionally tormented octopus violinist, bursts into the room, 3 violins still strapped to his back, dripping with jazz sweat. Octavius, who replaced my ink jar with squid mayo, I can't solo on this. This is sabotage. Sea cucumber assistant. Shh, maestro. Breathe through your siphon. You are over-fermenting again. Crisis erupts. Larry the Sea Slug, the trumpet player known for his revolutionary style of playing through his foot mouth, slides in, angry and slimy. Larry, Octavius, admit it, you hit my jazz fins. I can't hit high C without my fins, and you gelatinous fraud stole my groove with that emotional ink solo. Octavius, with rising tentacle tension. That solo was pure ache. Larry, I bled for that groove. You wouldn't know pain if it wrapped around your siphon and played a minor 11th on your soul. Mediator arrives. Gloria the Sea, Anemone, the summit's therapist and sitarist, slowly drifts in. Gloria Comley, musicians of the deep, remember the groove is a shared hallucination. Now, hug with your pseudopods, or I'm releasing the Narwhal security team. Long pause, ink cloud, slow sigh, tentacles shake reluctantly. A soft jazz rhythm begins to throb in the background. Peace returns for now, and as the curtain rises again, they step back into the light, united by groove and dangerously overhydrated.
The rogue dolphin just collective strikes, announcer whispering, and just as Octavius and Larry the slug began a reconciliatory duet titled Molten Together in B minor, a vortex spirals open near the reef stage. Bubbles whirl, kelp sways violently, and the bass drops so low even the sentence starts to vibrate in polyrhythms. And then the rogue dolphin jazz collective Regi at G6 sleek, rebellious dolphins in mirror shades, leather reef jackets, and underwater barretts. their motto. No chord charts, no apologies. Dolphin ringleader, D Jazzy Porpoise, D Jazzy clicking with attitude. We don't swing in for quarters, we swim in 7-Eleven. Octavius horrified, you weren't even invited to the summit. D Jazzy exactly, invitations are for fish who follow the rules. We play what the waves don't say. Live takeover, they launch into an aggressive reinterpretation of Take 5 using slaps on their solos, hydrophone feedback loops, and the walrus on triangle yelling yeah. Meanwhile, DJ Naderia tries to hold his set together. Screaming, they're remixing the Jellyfish anthem. That's a sacred groove. Cut to the audience, a diverse, massive sea cucumbers, manta rays, and Fazentian clams is split. One side chants down with chord progressions. The other subs into their kelp mojitos. But what about the structure? Final shock suddenly. The summit's giant underwater screen flashes. Incoming transmission. Moon's X division approaching Earth's orbit. Everyone gasps, someone faints into a jelly salad. D Jazzy grins, looks like the tide's finally turning.
Need a toothbrush for dreams, a coat made of wood. Your porter
The last episode, Moonsac's division descends, transmission begins. This is Commander Luna 9. We bring jazz from the dark side. The moon has landed, and it brought a big band. 32 lunar saxophonists in zero gravity, playing Miles Davis backwards. While orbiting the rogue dolphins in a perfect harmonic ellipse, Martian diplomats arrive. Glowing green and holding oddly shaped clarinets. One speaks in Martian tongue, ZZZHEHRR-OOK-LOM-BOOMK. Translation, let the groove unify. Our galaxies, a dolphin nods solemnly. Octavius wipes away ink tears. The stars dance. The universe listens. And for a moment, all-time signatures align. Final words host. In awe, as a aha, did the jellyfish just become one with the moon? Did we all just solo simultaneously in perfect silence? Anyway, this was Galactic Grooves FM. Keep floating weird. And tune in next time, or last time, depending on the wormhole. We Eared Radio, signing oof off.